welcome to our 6th session of yoga and creating that connection to oneself. Today I'm going to start our session with some slower, longer holds. And in the yoga world, we refer to these as yin poses. So yin poses really work a lot deeper into the joint and the connective tissue of the body. So we'll get started finding a seat on the floor, and we're going to move into a butterfly pose. So I think the other day we started in a Supta Baddha Konasana, a reclined butterfly pose. So today we're going to start in an upright butterfly pose. So just gently pressing the feet into one another and then allowing for the knees to fall outwards. And again, what I want you to focus on here is a neutral spine. So if it feels really difficult to maintain this pose, just take the heels and draw them away from the body a little more, creating more like a diamond shape. So take a few moments to set up your shape here. So straight away you should be noticing it in your hips, maybe in your groins a little here. Let's take an inhale, and then on your exhale, maybe start to close the eyes down or soften your gaze. And we'll just commence our practice with 3 clearing breaths here. So breathing in through your nose and releasing through the mouth. And again, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Letting go and allowing for your body to be heavy every breath that you release from the body. One more here, breathing in and letting go. And then if it feels available for you this morning, we're going to just return to stillness. Finding your physical and mental pause. And gently allowing for the breath to inhale through the nose and also exhale through the nose. Just a gentle reminder to be fully aware of your breath, noticing where it reaches into the body, where it filters through to. And then see if you can lengthen the breath a little more. Now maybe seeing if you can scan your awareness from the top of the head all the way down to the toes. Noticing if you're creating any tightness or tension here. So you might find, as I just noticed in my practice here, my fingertips were really gripping into my ankles here. So that's creating a whole lot of unwanted tension in my body. So just gently letting go. So if you start from the top of the head and work your way down, you might just be able to make any adjustments and soften as you breathe. By practicing these longer, slower holds, we're looking to replenish our energy levels by functioning a lot more efficiently slowing down and not wasting energy. Now you may already be experiencing a stretch in the hips, maybe in the lower back. So just breathing into any of the areas that you're starting to notice. If it's really intense, try and soften. Avoid holding on to the breath. Just see if you can let go and release. Now you have the option to tilt forward a little more, or you might feel comfortable exactly where you are. So this will intensify a little, so if you feel like you have the space, you can just start to fold forward a little more, so rounding through the spine. Chin to soften towards the chest, so essentially we really just let go of all control in the neck and the top of the head again, just checking in and making sure there is no pain. Let's stay here for another 4 more breaths. See if you can be really still. The stiller we are, the more calm we can create in the mind. We're not creating any distractions through movement of the body. Now to release on your next inhalation, we're bringing our torso, our spine, the crown of our head to vertical. Moving really mindfully here. If it feels comfortable, continue to close down your eyes and just take a moment here. So we still have got that outward or external rotation happening through the hips. But just allow for the spine to return to neutral. Let's take one more round of our breath, breathing in and out. In your next inhale, gently blink your eyes open if the eyes were closed. Place the hands on the outside edges of the knees and then just draw the knees up towards each other. From here, lean back a little. We're going to just shimmy the feet out, knees knock in towards each other. Again, this is just allowing for balance to be restored in the hips. So let's take a few breaths here. And then drop both knees over to the right. The feet shouldn't really have to move too much yet. Now from the hips down, we're really relaxed and letting go. And then through the hands and the arms, we do require a little bit of activation, so a little bit of yin, a little bit of yang to support this movement here. Take an inhale. Take the knees back to center and then just drop them over to the left. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then if it feels nice, you might just like to gently windscreen wipe over the lower back, the sit bones here. And then just returning to one side. We're going to come up to a squat pose, a garland squat pose, Malasana. So the feet can be a little wider than hip width if you wish. Let's not worry too much about the heels connecting to the mat here. Take the knees wide. So again, we're looking to work into the hips, but while we're being really passive and gentle on our joints. This is the beauty of yoga. From here, you might like to take the elbows and press them into the inner thighs. Hands can come to your heart space in prayer, Anjali Mudra. And let's lengthen up through our spine so we find a nice, long, neutral spine. We won't stay here for too long. Let's take an inhale and lift our heart, open it up, away from our tailbone. An option to close the eyes down to cancel or minimise distraction from the outside world. Practicing mindfulness of your breathing, and again, just all of the sensations that are starting to present. Target area here is the spine, lumbar area, the inner thighs, the groins. And we're really looking to create an open heart here. So feel into that connection, into that space in the center of your chest. And using the breath to connect to your inner self, your soul, your emotional being. And see if you can integrate those feelings of connection into the social community. The groups you're involved in, your family. Let's take one more inhale here. This time on your exhale, plant your hands down and we're going to tip forward, coming into a ragdoll. So soften through the knees a lot if you need to. Feet are hip width apart. And then gently release the top of the head and the neck. So really dangle. This pose is referred to as Uttanasana, ragdoll, or a dangling pose. Exactly how it looks. So feel into the lower back here. Noticing the space that gravity is naturally starting to create. As long as you're just really releasing, giving yourself permission to let go. And letting go in a physical sense, but also giving yourself permission to let go of any emotional or mental baggage that's weighing you down a little. Let it go. Now from here you might like to bend off at the elbows and then just gently rest the thumb into the nook of the elbows here. That can feel quite nice. Just explore movement here. Explore if it feels nice to have the arms bound together or maybe just gently falling all the way down to the ground. Continue to notice your feet and how supportive they feel as they're really creating stability for you here. That connection to the mat, the earth beneath you. Allowing for the spine to continue to release and round. Just checking in with the neck here. Just giving it a little shake, a little nod. It's really important that the gaze isn't out in front of our feet. all we're doing is creating tension and stress in the top of the spine, the junction point where the neck joins to the top of the spine. I really want to just let it go here. We're going to stay for another 5 more rounds of your breath. You might notice that the back chain of the legs is now starting to stretch and open up a little more here. You may be able to straighten the knee a little. Not locking into the joint, always having a micro bend. Now to come out of this pose, guys, we're not going to stand upright really quickly. Rather, we're going to bend the knees, connect the hands down to the mat, and then walk the hands out in front just a little. Let's lower down into tabletop. Once you arrive in tabletop, take an inhale, and on your exhale, drop the hips back to a child's pose. So just really slowly here, draw the knees towards each other. Rest the forehead on the mat, option to place the hands wherever it feels comfortable. Let's take 3 rounds of our breath here. You might like to roll from side to side over your forehead, just gently massaging into the frontal lobe of the brain. Again, noticing the textures, the sensations of every part of your body connected to the floor. Allowing for the shoulder blades to spread and melt towards the ground. There is no tension in your body. The whole back body is expanding as you filter the breath on every inhale and exhale, noticing the contraction. On your next inhale, gently bring your gaze up very slowly. Extend the arms out and let's float to tabletop. Just make any adjustments here that you need so that we're not creating any pressure or stress into the joints. Knees are stacked underneath the hips, wrists are stacked underneath the shoulders. Let's take a few rounds of our cat-cow. Noticing your lower back, we've worked a little into that, so this should feel quite nice. Inhale, drop the belly, open up through your heart. Exhale, reverse the movement. Let's squeeze the navel up towards the spine. So we've moved into a few yin poses. More passive, longer holds and really releasing into the body. So now we will just create a little bit more movement here, a little bit more blood flow. Just start to release any toxins and waste in the body. Let's take 2 more rounds of our breath here. Tuck your toes under, continue to stretch and expand your exhale. Downward facing dog. Again, go easy here. Pedal your legs out, release off the top of the head and the neck. So it's really important that you're pressing and spreading your hands into the mat. Let's find stillness for 1 breath. Breathing in. Stay for your exhale. On your next inhale, float your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, draw your right knee in towards your chest. And then step through in between your hands. Let's take an inhale, float your hands up, high crescent lunge. Soften your shoulders, draw your lower ribs into the center line of your body. Let's take another inhale on your exhale. See if you can lower all the way down to a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Option to place the hands down if you need. Inhale. Exhale. Sink the hips a little here now. You can bring your hands to your heart space if you wish. Or you can continue to extend them up overhead. Let's take another breath here, breathing in and out. From here, fill the lungs again. Inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot. Half monkey. Half Hanuman. Toes draw back towards the shin. Open up through your heart center again, so your spine is nice and long. Active through your belly here. And then become a little more passive. Soften your chin towards your chest, round through your spine. Again, you'll notice the intensity starting to increase into the back of the hamstring, the calf. Just noticing where you feel the stretch and making sure that there is no pain. Let's take one more breath here, breathing in. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, frame the front foot, walk your hands back. Press and spread the hands into the mat, float the back knee off. Push the mat away to create space to come back to your downward facing dog. Again, just readjusting your shape here and then finding stillness for one full breath. We breathe in and we ground down through our exhalation. Left leg this time, inhale, float it up, toes draw back towards the shin. Exhale, tiger curl, and then step that left foot all the way in between your feet. On your next inhale, we rise. On the exhale, we sink. Let's take a full circle of our breath here, breathing in. Exhale, lowering down, Anjaneyasana. Option to bring your hands to the center of your chest. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, sink into that right quadricep, the hip flexor. Now if you have painful knees here, option to tuck the toe and stay in a high crescent. Let's take one more round of our breath here, breathing in. Exhale, frame the front foot. Take another inhale to reset the body. And then on your exhale, half monkey pose. Really ground down through that left heel or whatever side you're on. Toes draw back towards the shin. And again, you won't necessarily have a straight leg. It all depends on really how tight you are in your hamstrings. Let's take an inhale here. Open up through the center of your chest. We uplift through your sternum. And exhale, folding down, giving yourself permission to soften and release a little more. Let's take one more breath, breathing in and out. It's always so nice to stay in these stretchy poses a little longer. Let's walk our hands back. Tuck the toes under on the back foot, float the back knee, create space so we push the mat away here to come back to our downward facing dog. Well done. Walk your dog here. Back to the right side, take an inhale. Exhale, tiger curl. Squeeze the right knee in towards the center of the chest, step forward. This time we're coming into a high crescent lunge. And then a warrior two. Reach forward with your right hand, back with your left hand as we pivot and open up through the back foot. Now we're really focusing on the even spread of our weight here in between the front and the back foot. The outside edge of the pinky toe of that back foot is not lifting, it's really glued. Let's take another inhale. On your exhale, sink a little deeper into your warrior two. All of our warrior poses build strength, focus and concentration. Let's take one more breath here as we continue to create a smooth, even cycle. Reverse your warrior, drop your back hand, inhale, reaching up, opening through the sideways. Just have a play around with where it feels comfortable for your gaze. Inhale back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, draw the toes up, reach up to the sky, draw the lower ribs in, Skandasana, bend through the back leg. Stay here for 2 more rounds of your breath. Gently releasing the hands, walking with the hands all the way to the front, framing the front foot. Pushing them out of weight, coming back to your downward facing dog. Well done. Let's take a full circle of our breath here in stillness, breathing in. Exhale. Floating the left foot up to the sky. Draw the knee in, tiger curl. Stepping up on your mat, high crescent lunge. Let's take another breath here. Stay for your exhale. Reach forward with the left hand, back with the right. Warrior two, the other side. Take another inhale here, exhale. Just making sure that that front knee is never tracking over the ankle. Drop the back hand here, reach forward, inhale, reverse your warrior. Back to warrior two. Stay with your breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Toes draw back towards the shin. Exhale, Skandasana, bend into the back leg. Continue to open and lengthen through your collarbones. Let's take one more breath here, breathing in. Exhale, gently release the hands down. Walk and frame that front foot. Push the mat away. Find your downward facing dog and walk your dog out. So just wobble through the hips a little. We're going to stay here for 2 more rounds of our breath. On your next exhalation, lower the knees down. Release off the toes. And this time take the knees wide, quite wide. And then walk the hands out in front. Wide-legged Balasana or Child's Pose. With every exhalation, continue to sink the hips. Stretching through the lower back and the spine. Now from your wide-legged Child's Pose, on an inhale, slowly bring the crown, the spine to vertical, but move up really, really slowly. The knees are wide, so gently pick one knee up at a time and bring them in towards each other. From here, we're going to open up a little bit more into the front of the legs, the quadriceps here. So as long as this position is comfortable for you, you can join me. If not, just swing around and come onto your backs and into a supine position. We're just going to start to walk the hands back a little here. Now you might notice straight away that the quadriceps, the hip flexors are starting to stretch. So you might like to settle into this position here. Next option is to slowly start to lower down onto the forearms. Tuck your tailbone under here, so lengthen through the base of your spine. Chin draws towards your chest. Now, this is where I'm at in this pose. If you're feeling really quite flexible, no pain in the knees, the lower back, you can make your way down and relax your entire spine and the back of the skull into the floor. We're going to stay wherever we are in this space, your modified version of Supta Virasana, for 3 more rounds of your breath. And then slowly starting to press your way up. Chin continues to draw towards the chest so we can support the back of the neck as we make our way back up. Just take a full circle of your breath here in an upright position. Again, we're just looking to restore balance into that lower back area and take the load off the front of the thighs, the quad. Beautiful, and then slowly make your way back down. You might like to stretch the legs out here, which I'm sure will feel really lovely for you. Then we're going to bend off. Actually, you know what? We won't bend off. Let's keep the legs straight, toes draw back towards the shin, so we're really grounding and locked in here. Reach the hands out in front, inhale. And exhale, engage your belly, so navel draws towards the spine. Continue to anchor and ground down through the heels. Slowly make your way and unfurl your spine down towards the mat. Take another inhale here. See if you can avoid rounding through the spine. It's all coming from the strength in the belly. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go, one more. Inhale and exhale. Good job. Release the back of the head, draw the knees up towards the chest, and then rock from side to side. Let's take a half happy baby here. Draw the right knee towards the chest. Thread the right arm on the inside of that right leg. And then see if you can take the outside edge of the right foot. The aim here is to create a right angle with the right leg. The stretches in the hamstring here. It feels really good. The knee is drawing back towards the armpit. The sole of the foot is parallel to the sky. And it's almost like we're creating a kick-pull energy with that connection of the hand and the foot. So continue to allow for the knee to draw towards the armpit. And while this is all happening, see if we can allow for the shoulders to be heavy and continue to melt towards the mat. Let's take one more breath here, breathing in. Stay for your exhalation. Good job. You might like to squeeze that knee in one last time, and let's swap it over. Draw the left knee in towards the chest. Give it a hug. and then thread the left arm on the inside. We cross over the front of the shin and take the outside edge of the left foot. A little bit to think about. Don't worry too much about what you look like. Just see if you're getting a stretch into the glute, the hamstring, and that you can relax the shoulders. So we do want the shoulders, the back of the head, the neck all connected to the mat. Stay here for 2 breaths. Good job. Then squeeze the knee in. Maybe draw both knees up towards the chest. Again, just hug them into the belly. Release the feet down. Knees are bent. Drop the knees over to the left. Creating just a little bit of a twist to finish our practice. If you wish to go a little deeper here, you can take that left foot and just place it on the top of the right thigh. You just create a little bit more heaviness, weightiness to intensify the twist into the middle belly. Let's take one more round of our breath, breathing in and out. If you chose the bind before, release the left foot on an inhale, return to center. Exhale, flow through onto the other side. Both knees drop to the right. Again, just welcoming any cracks or pops in the body. And if you'd like to explore the bind on this side, take the right foot and gently place it on the outside of the left thigh. Avoid placing it directly on the knee. And as we lay here in stillness, nearing completion of our practice, just noticing, connecting to the feeling body. Letting go of any judgment here, any criticism or self-critique. Just practicing a whole lot of acceptance and compassion towards yourself. And from here, gently releasing the bind if you chose that option on an inhale. Returning the knees to center and then stretching the legs out in front of you. Creating a little bit of space in between the legs. You can drape the arms down by your sides. Now if anyone has any issues with their back, particularly their lower back, just bend the knees off here. Knock the knees towards each other and take the feet a little wider. This will just minimize the curvature in the lumbar spine. Might make you feel a little more comfortable. So just taking a moment to make any adjustments to your physical positioning so you feel completely comfortable. And just returning to that beautiful, smooth cycle of your breath. Eyes can remain closed down, or you're more than welcome to just soften your gaze. And just pausing to notice your energy here. And the blood flowing through your body. Notice any feelings of openness, maybe lingering tightness, release, or even closure. Continue to release any holding into your muscles or any other softer tissues of the body. Feel supported by the ground beneath you. And giving yourself permission to let go of any effort. And let your inhales flow into your exhale without any direction or manipulation. You can stay here for 1 minute, or if you have 5 or 10 minutes, just linger a little longer. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today for the past few sessions. If you have any questions, please feel free to follow up. Namaste.